Okay, so I have a 2025 Rav4 LE version, which is why the grill is this shape. As you can see, there's lots of big openings here. People are saying that rocks go through and ruin the radiator in there, which definitely is expensive. Also, what I like to do is usually get a bug screen. So what I found is on Amazon, this piece here, which is for my grill. Keep in mind, there's different grills out there. So it comes in a couple of different pieces. So this will go, now some people put it on the, I guess it goes this way, on this side. I'm gonna try and put mine on the inside because I like it better to be hidden. So I'll have to line it up with these basic openings here, and then the twist ties will come through there, as well as hopefully down here lined up if I do this properly. And there'll be one on this side, and then there's a grill for the bottom as well, two separate pieces, which are here. So same idea. I'm going to try and do it. First thing I did was take off this shroud. I will try and show you that separately. Basically, there's a bunch of screws and then some pins, and the only thing here is the hood release gets in the way because it has to kind of come under there. I manhandled it out, but I may try doing these two. And then there's one on the bottom here, which is hard to get at. That's why I didn't want to touch it. So I'll see how I can put it on, but I'll try and do that in reverse after I've done the screens. Okay, so what I basically did was slide through from the back this twist tie, loop it around so it catches there, and then I can tighten them up. I'll have to do the same down here. I'll leave the middle one because there's going to be a matching on the other side, so I'll have to get it that it comes out one, goes into the other around this piece here. So let me try doing that. If you can kind of see here, right here is where I've got the two. So I'm feeding it through one end, looping around the rib, coming back this end. I'm going to do the bottom two. Maybe I can do it actually while I've got you here. So let's see if I can even bring this down now and let you view it. So down here, oops, why is that not trying? There we go. Feeding it out here. Now, so that's out here. I'm going to wind it around and put it through this side, and then come back here. And again, hopefully you can see I'm kind of doing this blind. I'm going to tie it up here. Okay. Now, I'm going to try and show you here on this last one, putting it through on this side, and then I'm going to bend it and bring it through the outside of the rib and back through here, and then to basically swing this through the opening and do this. Now I've kept them all loose so I can line them up properly, because you can see the middle ones are probably the most important that they line up together. So that's how you do them all. You can see here they're all loose there. They're all going around the ribs. The middle one's down there on the medium rib. So now I gotta just basically tighten them all up. Okay, so you can see they're all tightened up. I kind of just hand tighten them. Some people like to crank them down and then they complain the twist ties break. So then, I mean, it's in there solid. It's not moving around. So I'm just going to come by and clip all the ends. But you can get an idea here. You can see the screen in the back. There's only one little area here that I'm looking at. But you know what? That's okay. And then I'll have to do the bottom one. That's going to be the harder one. Some people just say they do it on the outside. So I'm going to try and crawl under and see if I can do it somehow. Take a panel off the bottom and do it. But I may end up having to do the same because trying to get behind all of these, my arms are not long enough. Alright, so this is it installed. I put a little bit of light here. I always leave a little bit of nib on there. Oh, I just saw this here. Yeah, that's why. So it should be maybe below this little thing, but I think I'll be okay. There we go. So they're all in there. You can see it's covering everything. And here's what I like it because it hides. So you can kind of barely see the light shining through. But you can see. Now the hard one will be down here. Like I say, a lot of people put on the outside, which I may end up having to do. But I'll try that next. Okay, so after getting bloody because of the ribs here and the tight fit, if you have a small arm and a long arm, you might be okay. For me, I had really tough time. So, but here's the thing: I basically would feed them from the outside through, turn them around with my finger inside, feed it back out. So I've got them all there. I'm now going to tighten them up. Okay, now the bottom part. I tried taking off the plastic on the bottom, but it looks like there's another plastic, so I chickened out. I'm trying to come through here now. You can see my arm is stuck all the way down, so I'm pushing and holding the one side here, while from the outside I feed one hole, and then like it is here, and then I'm going to twist it around so that I can get my finger to put the other side in the hole. Oh gosh, where the heck is the hole? There we go. So I'm trying to feed it back into the hole, which is all done by no sight, of course.
There you go. Lovely. Up. Oh, here we go. Go. Oh, fuck.
Where is it? Where's the hole? There's the hole. Need the end through.
There you go.
And then I grab it from this side, making sure I'm around the rib, which takes your arm out. And here, and again, I'm just loosely doing them for now until I can line them all up. So that's how I'm doing it. Okay, well, sweaty job, but here's the result afterwards. You can just barely see the ones from the back that I did. And even here, of course, plain noise over top. So here's what I did, and then I clipped them all off. It looks like it's sturdy in there. So voila, there's your final results. Okay, so here's that cover. Now you can see that you get a kind of manhandle. So what I did is I basically manhandled it underneath like that to get around. Did I do this the right way? Boy. Yep, I did this the right way. So manhandle this if you can, one side at a time. So what I was doing was basically just trying to manhandle this back into place. which hopefully I can friggin' well do here. There. And this one underneath. There. Now the important part is to make sure you got your intake underneath like that, so that it does the proper breathing. There we go. So now we'll get our screws and nibs and such and start putting them in. So these just screw down. They'll screw down. I always like putting them all in first and then pushing them down the rest of the way once they're all in, just because I want them to line up all. And then we've got the 2 screws, which are right here. There it is. It's hidden back here. All right, so these are the screws, and let me just double check the size nut. Yes, so it is a 10mm socket for these. So I will always do these first. Just get them down. Don't tighten them all the way yet. And what I'll be doing is putting the pins in for the rest of it. Double checking again, make triple check for that. And I can start pushing those pins in because they're all lined up. And this is where electric screwdriver would come in handy. There we go, that's starting to tighten up. Pin down, triple, quadruple, multiple check that. And so when you're basically doing it yourself, when you're taking this off, what I did was on these 2 bolts, if you want to remove this so you're not manhandling it like I did, then I just took a marker and marked on the frame where the screws sit. That way they will be able to move this. So there's 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom. Again, the one at the bottom is hard to get at because unless you take all this stuff off, that's why I manhandled it. And that's pretty much it.